anything you find out about the CG slums, they last night, because I've been joking about and now not joking about how I own CGslumlords.com, which is like their show that they all do, and I own CGscumlords.com now, so I'm doing CG Scumlords as my own show, shitting on their shitty show. They took CG out of their name. They're just full bore turning on Comicsgate because I'm fucking with them. Like, they're mad at Ethan for it. It's crazy. It's like when Null got mad at me for liking you before you and I had our falling out.
Yeah, Null does that a lot.
Pussy shit, dude.
Yeah, well, that's the only reason they're supporting Eric July too. Yeah. You know, it's like,
Medicare
let me buy.
PvP and yeah, and pretending they don't get what's funny about Eric.
Right. Well, I mean, all you have to do is look at that for 10 or 15 minutes. And, you know, at first I didn't really want to look into it because I was like, who cares? Whatever. Yeah. You know, it's not really my bag. But, you know, it only took a little bit of investigating. And it's like, okay, this shit's hilarious. You know, just look at a few of these clips. And there's so much content surrounding it. But literally they're backing Eric July to, like, spite Dick or Vito. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. And Isom's objectively trash. It's not even, you know, a lot of it's not even fucking drawn. You know what I mean? Like, it's 3D assets and not even using the 3D assets, but like using them really badly too. You know, it's bad on two fronts. You raise millions and millions of dollars. You know, you had enough money to do an fully original product, but you tried to cut corners and save as much money as you could. And then you cut corners in a piss poor way as well. It's just bad on pretty much every level, and the comic itself is shit too. So
yeah, it's fucking embarrassing. It's actually worse than Gridiron Green. I want to bully Matt. At least he drew it. At least he drew that trash, you know?
Right. Yeah. At least that's original product. And you know, I don't know. Maybe Eric July did write some of the story because it's so fucking terrible. But
I think he dictated it to Caro Brown.
Yeah.
His assistant is a professional comic book ghostwriter for what is called urban fantasy. And that's what Isom is. So
I was about to say, that's a perfect description.
I think he dictated. He was like, then Altona says it is that she is worried it is. Like, that's kind of how I
what it is. Yeah, I don't know. The dude does his like ghetto act as well. It's just,
but you should be in the Hall of Fame of detractors because you have honestly contributed one of the funniest comedy bits to the environment, which is putting blaxploitation music under him while he mumbles about nothing. Oh man, genius!
That was us.
On this show yet.
Yeah, that was us, and it caught on. And you don't see many clips of it because it's got like copyrighted blaxploitation music in the background. But if you're watching the kill stream, that was an innovation there. And then I saw Dick and Riley did a segment on it with the blaxploitation. It makes his content way better. Like, you're listening to him, just toss on a little blaxploitation in the background, and it just fits perfectly. It makes everything better.
Because, you know, he views himself as, I can't tell if he's the good guy or bad guy, but he views himself as a member of crime in the 70s. I think that's the way he operates. He's like, when he says I'm acting differently, he's like, I'm gonna pretend then that I'm a LA police officer who's too old for this shit. Or he's a criminal selling his books, like his product off, and he can't deal with the peons.
I'm glad you said that because he always uses that term, and I've talked about that on the kill stream too, and it's like, yeah, it's not like an artist who's proud of their story or a writer who's proud of their story. It's like, let's move this product, let's move these books. Like, it's just about selling, which, I mean, that's an important part, right? But to me, you shouldn't make that the focus of your public presentation. Now, again, he's made a lot of money. You know, I don't take that away from him, but you know, every time I've tuned into him the last 6 months, most of these clips, he's talking about product and this and that, and let's make a video game. Or I don't know. It's just all about
his video
money.
Game's gonna suck so much, dude.
Yeah. Did you watch that video? Oh my God.
Yeah, where he's like, and they would be able to use the bathroom in my open world game, and they would be able to drive the car, and they would be able to fly. Oh wait, no, Isom cannot fly. They would not be able to do that. Like, it's
well, then he's talking about you know, it won't be any one genre, I think, if I recall correctly, and all this stuff you're gonna be able to do, and it's like, yeah, well, first off, that's
Grand Theft Auto.
You watch it and you can tell this motherfucker doesn't know much about video games, first off. And then second off, it's like, okay, well, you better have, $100 million budget, I guess, if you're going to do all this stuff, right? Like, it'd be better just to make a simple game in one genre, maybe even side scroller or something like that, something doable. The way he's speaking about it, it's like, okay, this is never going to happen because it would take millions and millions of dollars to make that, like way more than he's made off Isom, like tens of millions of dollars to do something like that.
As much as he says that he views everything from like a business standpoint, in reality, he views everything as like what he would want to have seen when he was 8 or like what he would have wanted to play, but it's like usually just like totally impossible. And
that's exactly.
Everybody
there's
also
a reason.
wants that. Like everybody wants their own cartoon and wants their own like 170 issues of the Hulk comic book, but like you can't have it actually, so that's why nobody does, and he's insisting on it.
Right, and he talks about it like it's gonna, Grand Theft Auto. Basically, you said it right. Like it's gonna have all this stuff and all these mini games and all this stuff. It's like, okay, well, Rockstar spent $500 million or whatever the fuck, they spend developing.
Overall, billions now. And each game progression it builds on itself. What you can do.
Right. Yeah. And there's no telling how much they spent. Yeah.
GTA 5 couldn't have like interior buildings the way that GTA San Andreas did because there was too much map. So like have the recently I don't know if you've heard this one. Recently Eric said that his goal for the Rippaverse is to be your one-stop shop for entertainment. A la how he used Marvel and DC growing up. He said every paycheck there was something new I could buy that I had not had already from the company, be it a statue or a comic book or a t-shirt. Not always comics, but... So his goal is to have Rippaverse fans, the 1,300 of them that are left, buy something from him every 2 weeks. That's how fast he's trying to produce... I know, it's...
Well, he's milking his audience too much, right? Like, I mean...
Yeah, of course.
People tap out at a certain point. He did the Mac Daddy Club or whatever per month. It was like, I don't remember what it was. I guess you could subscribe per month.
For
and then there was also
$100 a month, you get a 30% discount on merchandise. And you get an early access to his campaign model books. But he just released this Joe Bennett book that he hasn't sold out of because only 2,000 copies, by the way. And it's been like 4 or 5 days. It's really embarrassing. You got to remember, this guy sold 13,000 copies of Isom 1 in hours. And he can't sell 2,000 copies of this Joe Bennett book. And he didn't give the membership people any benefits. They were like, hey, do we get access to this early? And he's like, well, no, it's not technically a campaign. It's storefront access. And that's where we're moving our model to after Yaira is storefront access. So now those memberships don't help you at all. For the last 6 months, you could have been paying Eric July $100 a month. And he's released 2 shirts in that time, one of which was What's Your Favorite Part, which is like a meme shirt that nobody really wants and looks bad. It's just a shot at dick.
Well, nobody would know what it means. Yeah. Imagine.
Well, and it infuriates the audience, so they didn't buy it. They don't want to think about or engage with that question, even ironically. So. Well,
yeah, because it sucks. I couldn't tell you their favorite part. But yeah, the Mac Daddy Club was the thing that I don't think that's really what it's called, but that's what I call it.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Is it really called the Mac Club?
Big Mac or something? Yeah, Mac Club. Return of the Mac.
I love that song.
Dude, Eric thinks that he's black. Isn't that crazy? Like, his skin colors like that. He thinks he's blacker than me, you, and Ricada.
I'm about to say, I'm definitely blacker than Eric July, and every way that counts. Felony, a couple other things I won't go into, all kinds of legal shit all day, every day.
And I'm gonna get mine when I rape Matt Bahr. I'm gonna get my mugshot. I'm gonna get my Trump-style mugshot. I tried to get it at the warehouse, and Eric didn't engage until I left like a little pussy. But Matt's gonna give me my mugshot. We got a super chat from Hack the Movies.
Oh yeah,
and James Gartner.
So I'll do James Gartner first. Fear and Loathing for Canon's Sake. James Gartner for $9.99. Fear and Loathing for Canon's Sake. Pretty cool guest. So fucking like
pop some like balloons, dude. It is. That's mixing Matt Bahr's language and Eric's. Good job, James.
Shout out to James Killstream guy there. Great guy.
Fuck yeah. We love James over here. What we do for the super chats here is, I don't know if you've seen, but we have a wall that I'm ruining my deposit with by throwing darts at it. And we've got balloons put up and a dartboard, and Mint draws people on the balloons. Today we have Warski, we have PvP.
Yeah, we have PvP, Warski, and Gator.
Okay, cool.
Oh, three of my favorite people.
On top of like Eric and Matt Bahrs and such.
Yeah. So we'll get to that at the end of right before our Clip and Rippa segment.
Hack the movies for $5. I didn't think my Eisenheimer domino effect would lead to this collab. What a time to be alive.
So Ralph, you know Tony from Hack the Movies.
Yeah. I had him blocked for a long time, and then I'd unblocked him, and I saw that he followed me. I was like, I better follow him back since I put all that behind me in the first place. And
he's a good
ancient
guy.
History. Yeah, I actually didn't have a problem with him anyway. I get on a blocking spree, and I was like, I don't like this guy.
He's friends with us, and when we were fighting
yeah. That's why
we went on his show, and so I get it. I totally get it.
That's why I did that. He really didn't say anything about me, but I was just like, oh, fuck this guy. But yeah, he's a nice guy. I've actually watched some of his stuff and some of y'all stuff on there. Past the stuff where you were when we were beefing or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Clip-sama is good stuff too. I use that channel not every single day, but pretty often. And they have a nice range of clips that other channels don't have, at least on some of them. And so yeah, I like Clip-sama. I'm actually subscribed myself. So
we're mending bridges over here. Do you see how we're not like Matt Bahr and Eric July? Ralph didn't just go on a 4-minute rant about how he never even blocked you, probably, and if he did block you, it was for a good reason, and he doesn't have to deal with you. Like, fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I did block him. You know, I don't know, the fakeness. I can't get with. It's a disease in a lot of places. Actually, how you mentioned Warski and PPP, just a lot of these people. You know. A guy who weighs 800 pounds sitting there, and a crackhead who, you know, pushed his girlfriend into killing their baby. You know, they're going to get on here and moralize, right? Like, I don't know. It's just retarded on every level. Level is my word of the day. But yeah, I don't know. I know I have a reputation for getting into fights sometimes, literally, I guess. Now, since I'm in here, I'll mention that too. But, you know, I'm also, you know, I like to put shit behind me too with those that you can. Some people don't want to do that, but you know, a lot of this stuff is silly. I know they're trying to ruin Nick Rekieta now too. We had some back and forth, but you know, really that was my friend. Even when I was fucking with him, you know, I would have liked it. You know, I was always thinking, you know, man, I didn't hate him, right? Like I wasn't trying to ruin him. I was just talking shit. And then you see people, they do it to me too, and others, but specifically Rekieta recently, where it's just like, it's not that. It's like, let's ruin this guy's life. Let's fuck up his family. And, you know, I've never really been on that tip, even though I have a reputation, I guess, for that. It's not really that with me.
Yeah, that makes sense. We got Marcus what is that? Guntis
Aurelius.
For 5, what is that, pounds? 5 pounds?
Yeah,
I love all 3 of your guys' content. You really helped me get through those long walks in the heat to dialysis.
I'll take it.
Ooh,
yeah,
fuck.
Thank you for the 5 pounds. Yeah, well, you know, I'll go ahead and address that because that's another bit of fake news.
Thing?
Yeah, that was a shot at me.
Oh, I don't know all your A-log stuff. Even when I didn't like you, I was not a Kiwi farmer because those people are pathetic fucking losers. So I didn't like. I didn't go. I don't like Ralph. Now I'm retarded. Like it wasn't like a evolution from that.
Back when I stayed with my mom because she was sick and I lived there when the cushion took off originally. And
people can I just say people exaggerate how bad your house was? Like,
well, yeah, you were over there, and
I mean, unfortunately, I don't want to say the name, but I stood outside and I watched the person who put your picture of your house on the internet do it, and then they married you. So
I don't know that person, but I don't know who you're talking about. But I will
low swing. Anyway,
I will say this: that whole thing's a lie too. My mom didn't walk to dialysis. Like that's just made up. I was fucked up on the pill stream or whatever, and she had come to wake me up because I was supposed to take her, and I was still fucked up. First off, all the people who say that, it's like, well, I couldn't, I was fucked up. I couldn't drive anyway. I mean, I could, but do you really want me to drive my
Yeah, would that have been the good thing for you to do?
Well, I'm right. Like, does that even make sense? Now you could say, well, don't get fucked up in the first place. Okay, that's a fair point. But like, would it have been good to get up fucked up and drive my mom to dialysis? But no, she didn't walk to dialysis. She just got an Uber, like I said. But it wasn't actually an Uber. It was like Safe Cares. It's like an Uber for people,
like medical.
They're sick, right? Yeah. So
I have a friend who uses it to go to a dispensary.
Yeah.
Like, because that's a medical thing for him.
Yeah, she didn't walk to Dallas. It's just fake news. So
obviously, yeah, shit like that's so stupid. It's like we are doing enough wrong. We're probably already the bad guys. Okay?
Right.
You don't have to make stuff up about us.
That's what I always say, Riley. I'm like, dude, there's real shit out there that's going on. And
like, yeah, my mom is a crack whore. I went to foster care because my mom was caught in a sting operation, sucking the cocks of 2 black dudes in my living room while I was in a high chair across the room for a pound of cocaine. And the cops busted in because our neighbor had like reported it or some shit like that. Like from what I remember of the reason that I went to foster care. And then I was raised by black people. And you can say all that as harshly as you want without making up that Mint and I are doing incest porn. Like there's a lot that you can hit me for if you want to try to embarrass me with. I don't care about any of it. I have a very small penis, but I've made over $100,000 in porn already with my tiny little penis, you guys. It doesn't mean much.
Well, you know what? I always think that it's better to hit people with the real shit, and that throwing fake shit out there. Yeah, that's what actually hurts them.
Oop, that hurts. That hurts way more than making up stuff.
That being said, there is an audience out there that just wants like fakery, right? Yeah. And I don't know why, but some people do, and they think it's cute or funny or something. I don't know. Some of them actually believe it. It's like WWE. It's like a mark, basically, like a non-smartened up fan of wrestling, right? Like a kid who watches wrestling thinking it's real, and they want just fake storylines and fake shit out there, like me having dentures and just crazy shit. Like I couldn't even, there's so much in my life and in my history that really happened that you could go through. Versus like he's got dentures. Like that's something I never thought I would be dealing with, right? Like as a accusation.
Dentures.
It's just preposterous.
I wish I had dentures.
Nothing wrong with having them if you have them, but like I don't, and so
some of them
probably be better shape if I did. Yeah, no, I was about to say. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not boogies, but some of them are better than teeth.
Yeah, I mean, Boogie's got the implants, I think, doesn't he? They drill them into his skull. Yeah,
that is awful.
Yeah, I remember he's got a video of the surgery too. I remember playing it. They gave them to him for free, I think, so they could advertise their services. But yeah, I think he's got the implants that are like screwed into your gums or whatever, which sounds very, very harsh. But
it's easier to brush your teeth, probably.
Yeah.
It sure is. James Gartner for $4.99 says, "Okay, Riley, you look pretty too. And Ralph's got more issues than Mint. Great show."
I got more issues than most. Yeah, that's true. Just about everybody.
Wait till I'm your age, Ralph. Just wait. I'm trying so hard, man. I'm gonna go way harder.
You'll get there. Don't go too much harder. But yeah.
You know how far I'm willing to go. I told Matt I'm willing to go as far as molesting. It's something I've always wanted to try, and I didn't get a chance when I was younger. To molest.
Just about.
It is I, the Nigger, and I need you to subscribe to, it says here, Clip69.